Happy morning, children. It's my happy privilege to welcome you all for this online class, and I invite all the 7th standard A1, A2, and A3 students to attend this social science online class. And today we are moving on to Unit 3 of Geography, and the title of our lesson is Population and Settlement. Unit 3 of Geography, Part 1, and the title of our lesson is Population and Settlement. And in today's lesson, we are going to study about what is population, different races, what is religion, and what is language. So we are going to study about these important things in our class today. And moving on to the first topic, let's see first what is population. So you might have heard this familiar word, what is population? Population is the total number of people of a country or a state. The total number of people in a country or a state, we call it population. Okay, it is the quantity of human beings. So it is called population. Okay. What is meant by settlement? Settlement means the place where people live, the territory or the boundary in which human beings live, we call it settlement. Okay, so both population and settlements are related to human beings, the presence of human beings and their boundary. So the main focus of our lesson today is on the quantity or number of people in a country or in a continent or in the whole world, and also the places where they have settled. So this is the introduction about our topic. Okay, so now let's move on to the first topic, races. The races. So what is meant by this word race? We could have heard about this familiar word always. Okay, so the word race is defined as a biological grouping within the human species. It is a biological grouping within human species. What is meant by biological grouping? Bio means life. Biological grouping means it is based on the birth of the human beings. So human beings are divided, or they were arranged, they were segregated according to their birth. See, for example, so we live in India. We were born in India, and particularly we were born in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so what is our race? Our parents, our foreparents, they belong to this territory, this settlement. Which settlement? Tamil Nadu. And also we also were born to the parents who lived in this particular place. So we belong to the race of Tamilians. Understood? So, what is race? I- Our birth determines our race. So, according to our birth, human beings are divided or segregated into several groups. So, this grouping system is called race. Okay. 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 Now, one question comes: how can we identify the race of a particular person or race of the human beings? Okay, so by visual itself, by looking at the person or people or community, we can identify their races. Okay, by looking at the color of them, color of the people, or the appearance of their face, the shape of their nose, shape of their eyes, color of their skin, okay, all these things, their stature, that is their body shape, everything determines the race of a man. Okay, so by the way how they look, by their color and other things, we can identify the race which they belong. So the whole world is divided into thousands of races. Okay, but there are only four very important, most famous classifications of human race. Okay, so what are they? They are Caucasoid, Negroid, Mongoloids, and Australoids. So these are the four major important classifications of human race: Caucasoids, Negroids, Mongoloids, and Australoids. So we are going to study about one by one. So who are these particular group named as Caucasoids? So these Caucasoids are Europeans. They belong to the continent which is named as Europe. Okay, this group of people, they have fair colored skin and also dark brown eyes. Okay, and they have wavy hairs. Okay, wavy hairs means the hair will be wavery, and also they will have narrow nose. So these people were mostly common in Europe and Eurasia, the territory, the boundary which connects Europe and Asia. Okay, so these type of people we call them Caucasoid, the Europeans. Now let's move on to the next group of people, that is Negroids. So the Negroids have dark eyes, black skin, black woolly hair, wide nose, long head, and thick lips. So these are the identities of the Negroid races. Okay, they will be black in color, dark skin, woolly hair, wide nose, thick lips. These are the identifications of the Negroid group. Now let's move on to the third classification of human race, that is Mongoloids. So this particular group of people, they found in Asia, and they were Asian American race. Okay, they belong to the Asian American community, mixture of people belonging to Asia and America. So what is their appearance looks like? The Mongoloids have light yellow color and brown color skin. So there are two types of Mongoloid people. Some of them may have light yellow colored skin, and some of them may have brown color skin also. And they have straight hair, flat nose, and broader head, and also medium size nose. Okay. So these are some of the identities of Mongoloids who belong to the Asian and American community. And finally, the last group of race, we call it Australoids. Okay, these people are natives of the smallest continent in the world, which is Australia, and also they live in some part of Asia. So they have wider nose and they have curly hair and dark skin and they are shorter in size. Okay, so these are the identifications of the Australoid groups. So far we have studied about the four important major classifications of human race. Now let's move on to the next section, that is how about the races in our country India. So far we studied about the races of the whole world, and now we are going to study about races in India. So there is no other country in the whole world which could be equally compared with our country India, because we have the variety of races living together in a country. So we have studied about four races of the whole world, isn't it? So we can see all these four types of people living together in our country, because India is the cradle of civilization. So civilization started very earlier in India. So people from different parts of the world, they were attracted to reach India, and they were very much interested to occupy this fertile land which is today named as India. So because of variety of races together live in India, we call India as the cradle of human civilization. Okay. So initially, in the beginning, India was a country which belonged to the Dravidians. So Dravidians are the primary people who lived in India. Okay. Uh, More specifically, the place, the fertile soil where the Indus river flows. Okay. So India is a country which is a property of the Dravidian people. But when the Aryans arrived from from Arab, okay, from Middle East, when the Aryans arrived to India from Middle East, uh, they pushed the Dravidians towards the southern part of India, and they occupied the northern portion of India. So when you look at the appearance of the people of north and south, we can identify many differences among these people. So the Aryans will be fair colored, fair skinned people, but the Dravidians will be dark colored skinned people. So North Indians are very much differ in all of their behaviors, because they never belong to same country. Both of them were from different background, different races. Okay, but when India attracted, because of the fertile soil and more resources found in India, people from different parts of the world were attracted towards India. So the Dravidians, the native people of the country India, were pushed towards the south, and today they are in the southern part of India, and the languages they speak is Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Tulu. These are some of the native languages of the people of India. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is religion. So what is religion? It is a particular system of faith and worship. Religion is a particular system of faith and worship. So what is faith? something which you cannot prove scientifically. Only we can believe something, we can't prove. That is called faith. Okay, you can't prove the existence of God scientifically, but you believe in your heart. That is called faith. Okay, and what is worship? Giving reverence to God, respecting God, honoring God. So the people who are religious, they have two things. One is they have faith, and also they will practice worship. So this is called religion. And India is a place where uh, different religious people, they live together, and the religions are classified into three major groups. One is universalization religion, next one is ethnical religion, and finally tribal and traditional religion. So the religion is classified into three groups: universalizing religions, ethnic religion, and tribal religion. So what is this universalizing religion? The religions which spread all over the world. Okay, the religion which teach us to spread throughout the world, we call them universalizing religion. Some of the religions such as Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism, they spreaded all over the world, so we call them, we name them in the first category. So the next one is ethnical religion. Ethnical means the local system of religion, the common the religion which is restricted only towards particular group of people. They never spread the religion to another people throughout the world. Okay, some of the examples are Judaism, Hinduism, Japanese, and Shintoism. These are the religions which is restricted only within a country or within the local group of people. They were never taught to spread throughout the world. Okay, and finally the religion which were worshipped by the tribal people, people living in remote areas. So some of the religions are animism, shamanism, and shaman. These are some of the tribal religions. Okay, so now we are going to study about the religions and their place of worship. So names of the religion and what they call their place of worship. Buddhism calls their place of worship as vihara. Christianity calls their place of worship as church. Hinduism calls their place of worship as temple. Islam calls their place of worship as mosque. Jainism calls their place of worship as basadi. Judaism calls their place of worship as synagogue. And Zoroastrianism calls their place of worship as agrariary. So these are the place of worships of different kinds of religions. And finally, we'll move on to the last topic of our lesson today, that is language. So what is a language? Language is a weapon which is used for socialization. So using language, we socialize ourselves with others. So what is meant by socialization? To have communication with others. Okay, to have uh, relation with others, other people, we use language. Okay, so the languages are of two kinds. Okay, one is in written form, another one is oral form. Both are by both forms, either by using written form or by oral form, we communicate with people. We send and receive messages to people who are living nearby us or living far away from us. Okay, um, so the language also promotes, it also helps in promoting transmission of ideas and the functioning of political, economic, social and religious systems. So in order to pass on our ideas, we need languages, and also in a betterment function of social or economic or any type of organizations or any groups, we need language for communication. So the language is divided into two parts. Okay, one is the languages of the world and another one is languages in India. It is not divided into two parts. We are going to study about, first we are going to study about the religions of the world, and finally we are going to study about not religions, languages in the world. So first we are going to study about the languages of the world, and finally we are going to study about languages in India. So some of the prominent important languages which are spoken worldwide throughout the world are English, Spanish, Hindi, Portuguese, Russian, Arabic, German, Chinese. So these are some of the languages which are spoken around the world, worldwide. Okay. Now let's study about the languages in our country, India. So India is the only country which has a large number of variety of languages spoken by the local people. So no other country in the whole world speaks a variety of different languages in their uh, in their whole country. Okay, so even though Indians speak hundreds of languages, the more prominent major languages of India is 22 languages are major languages in India. Okay, and Hindi is our national language. So the national language of India is Hindi, and 22 major languages are spoken by the people of India. So 97% of people speaks 22 languages. Okay, so some of the major important languages are Kashmiri, Urdu, Punjabi, Hindi, Rajasthani, Gujarati, Bengali and Assamese. So these languages are spoken in northern part of India. And regarding the southern part of India, the important languages are Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Tulu, etc. Okay, so these are some of the important points about the languages spoken in India. And lastly, we are going to study about some of the important dates and the events based on that dates. Okay, so 11th July is celebrated as World Population Day. 21st February is celebrated as International Mother Language Day. Third Sunday in January every year is celebrated as World Religious Day. And finally, 21st May is celebrated as World Cultural Diversity Day. So these are some of the important dates celebrated by the people of the world. So with these things, we are going to end up our first part. So in the next part, we are going to study about the settlement and their classifications. So children, I hope you all understood the class today. Go through your notes, study them. Okay, get thorough and acquainted with our portions. Okay, until next class, see you, bye.